Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, guys. You got Bert, you got Lanny, the two best dividend investors out here in all of social media, guys. The election is over. We know who won. Is it time for me to also sell stocks while the market might continue to rise?
Smash that subscribe button, everybody. Give this video a thumbs up. We're going to continue marching on. We're going to continue marching towards financial freedom. You ignore the noise. You ignore everything else around you. You focus on the numbers. You focus on what makes sense. And you buy income producing assets. Or in this case, you sell income producing assets to move them into different income producing assets.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's all about, baby. So, obviously, the market has been on a tear, guys. We're filming this here November 6th. So, the election is over and the markets are flying high right now. Just do a quick discount double check. S&P 500 was up 2.5% today, setting new all-time highs, crossing 5,900 on the road to 6,000.
Interest rates are soaring. Everything is going on. But this is a perfect time for you, Lanny, because your 2024 activity has been to close positions. It's been to slim down your portfolio, reposition your portfolio, sell some stocks, redeploy the capital, follow less companies, and maybe have some tax savings along the way as a result. And that's what
Yeah.
we're after you.
No, I was to say, no, you're spot on. And I know you and I both own, our fair share of these companies. And hey, is it time to strike while the iron is hot on any of these stocks? Bert and I know, you guys now know if you've been watching this year's videos, I probably have sold out of about 9 or so positions, give or take.
Yeah.
And I'm just continuing to redeploy capital into businesses that show signs of growth, show signs of life, and show signs of dividend growth.
That's the key word there, dividend. So each of these 5 companies got to this place for different reasons, but they're all very interesting ones and very great options to sell. I just flipped through this list and I can see, yeah, many of them that I am also looking to sell too. So this will be very fun to talk about. Lanny, why don't you preview that first company here? What is that first stock you're looking to sell?
Absolutely. So that first stock, guys, we're going right back into Paramount Global or Paramount,
Ooh.
PARA, the stock that just couldn't get acquired or couldn't get, a date to the dance and finally did again. But, the stock price hasn't done anything right now, unfortunately. And, it's been hanging around this 1050 to 1150 mark, close today at 1138, up just a little bit today, I believe. And, it's been a dog of a stock, down tens and tens of percents this year. And cut their dividend, I think it was last year, Bert.
Yes, it's been in the worst performing sector by far. These online streamers can't catch a break. They took on too much debt acquiring all this IP, all these assets, spent a lot of money generating new content to keep up in the streaming wars, building out that streaming platform. And it all kind of came crashing down over the last few years when interest rates started to rise. So that's why you're looking right now to get ahead of Paramount. That's why you're looking to get ahead of this company and see just as a time to cut bait and move on.
Yeah, so with the election results in, it's like, do we see the stock price rising?
Yeah.
Currently, I've got about 2,200 bucks worth, only $39 in dividends. I'm sitting at a fat unrealized loss of about $3.8 thousand long term.
Oh, all right.
So pretty ugly stain. It's at 1138. My price target's about $15. I would look to exit, which is still a nice 32% appreciation from today's price,
Yeah,
though.
you probably could get some nice options if the market's going to keep doing this, some nice option premium on it.
Been trying to, again, I usually keep it low delta, short term, and see if I can get a couple bucks every now and then.
Yeah, but that's a good price there. 31%. You still got some room to go. You still got time to see. I believe they're reporting earnings soon if they haven't already. So this is going to kind of be the first quarter under the company's new ownership that we'll see how it performed. Maybe that will give you the run up to 15 that you need, Lanny.
Well, let's get into the second stock, Bert. Again, we feature this slightly indirectly on one of my latest sale videos because I
Mm-hmm.
tease this as another stock that I'm looking to exit. And that is 3G Capital's own, Warren Buffett's own Kraft Heinz company, KHC. Got about 2,200 bucks here, Bert, and I'm sitting at still a $1,200 loss. Produces a good amount of income, $106, but they don't grow the income, and the appreciation is also not there on this one.
Yeah, in that video, I shared my thoughts on Kraft Heinz and why it's time to possibly kick them to the curb. I can't blame you one bit. So their price is 33.42. What is your target exit price for Kraft Heinz? What are you looking at?
Yeah, so I'm looking to get out of maybe a clean $40 mark. Again,
Ooh,
I'm being pretty, I don't know, stubborn. It still could be used here.
Italian,
Yeah,
yourself,
it's
you're
still
being, yeah, we know.
still 20% away, so it's not like this is happening anytime soon, but $6 and change to the share price could happen on a good earnings release, or if the market just continues to roar and rock with all this positive momentum right now.
All right, number three, a stock that has been through some tough stuff, Lanny. Been through some shit, this company, haven't they?
Been through some junk, guys. We are talking about Intel, ticker symbol INTC. Bert and I, we were fortunate actually last year to exit out at a pretty good price. Lord knows that we were mad at ourselves, but now we were happy with that probably.
Yeah, well, I half exited it, Lanny. I
Same.
I I sold an option. I'll never forget this. It was at the beginning of my option journey. I sold an option at 35.5, and I think it finished the week at like 35.6, and I was pissed. Here we are, years later, even though it went up to 50 and dropped back down to 20. I'm happy now.
Yeah, I mean, again, what once was a great iconic chip company now is just struggling to find who they really are. Obviously, they're trying to even possibly sell off certain divisions of Intel, and I think they're still trying to get the funds from the chip, the Chip Act, and I'm sitting at $2,700. They obviously also cut their dividend, producing only $58 in income now, with a nice $1,000 real unrealized loss. So my price target after today's massive bump, it's still at about $30 a share to exit. So we're looking at again another close to 20%, but that could happen very quickly with Intel.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. It could have a nice run built into it. So that was three, everybody. Who are the three companies Lane's talked about so far? Paramount, Kraft Heinz, and Intel. So, Lanny, you have number four coming up. But before you tell it, everyone, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Help your boys. Let's freaking go. Who's number four?
Yeah, and this one I'm kind of mad about because it's in my wife's portfolio and I monitor mine and I'm signed in on mine all the time, not necessarily hers all of the time. And but we're going to get into Nordstrom. My wife, yes, owns Nordstrom. She wanted to pick some of the companies she
Mm-hmm.
used to, shopped at and the brands that she likes. So currently she owns from a market value standpoint, 307 whopping dollars of Nordstrom, producing $10 in income with an unrealized loss of about $220 in an unrealized loss position. It's trading at 22.57. This one's probably the most realistic one that can happen before the end of the year. We're looking at a $24 stock price to exit, and
Okay.
it was right there. It was there about a month ago. It was at 24.67, and had I been signed in and kept my eyes on it, probably would have been exited by now. But it's okay. It's okay.
You're gonna get another bite of the apple. It's gonna be something that I'm gonna talk a little bit more about on our Saturday video too, about a stock that I might be getting a second chance to load up in a position for not just me, but also my mom's retirement account. So that's my little teaser there for you guys.
Ooh, I think I know what high yielding monthly dividend stock we're talking about there.
Ooh.
But
All right, last but not least, Lanny, who is this company?
so there is a company that this is also my wife's portfolio. that had a spinoff from Fortune Brands called Master Brands. The ticker symbol is MBC.
Ooh.
Again, it was a spinoff. Sell the spinoff. That's been my new rule of thumb. More than likely would have been way better off selling the majority of all spinoffs right when you got the stock.
It's got a nice little ring to it. Sell the spinoff. I like it. Okay, so how much
So,
do you have left? Because typically the spinoffs aren't the world's largest position, right?
right. So she has about $450 of market
Okay.
value, $315 unrealized gain on this.
Ooh,
Doesn't pay a
all right.
dividend. According to their investor relations and presentations, they don't plan on initiating a dividend anytime soon.
Okay.
So, when I think about hers, it's like, okay, that with Nordstrom
Mm.
kind of almost washes itself out. And, she'd have about $750, give or take, to
Ooh,
play with.
I like that one. That's a nice little flavor just to get out, especially if you combine that with Nordstrom. That would be about 757 you can put into a position you love in your wife's account. I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. So, price target, they're currently trading at 1767. Target's $20. So we're talking a 13% or $2.33 appreciation to the stock.
Not far off at all. So again,
And
everybody,
yeah,
those are the five companies here. We add up the market value of what Lanny talked about, put these five companies together. That's $7,874 of capital that you might have readily available to deploy if you execute on your sales strategy. Lanny, what's the income that you'd be giving up, and what are the potential tax savings you may get?
yeah, of course. That's a great question. $213.91 is the total income that this $7,875 provides. Yields only 2.72%. So we all know my VYM yields higher than that. Obviously, Bert's SCHD yields higher than that. There's a lot of companies out there that yield higher than that, that might be undervalued. Think Archer Daniels, if Shell comes down, there's a few companies out there that I've always had my eyes on to kind of start adding if and when I can. Now, if I sold them all this year, guys, again, pretty much all of this is going to be long-term stuff here. So just humor me. I probably get about a $1,500 tax savings using a blended rate of like 25% between, I don't know,
Huge.
state and federal.
Well, that's huge. We have the big West Rock acquisition that's still sitting out there. So that's a massive amount.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty. I'm at pretty much a ground zero now with long-term gains and losses. So this is kind of like just icing on the cake.
Yeah, but it also gives you the future optionality if you decide to sell positions at a gain. You know that you have this unrealized loss baked in there too that you can use to offset it. So it gives you some more options.
Yeah, and
Dig it.
I can carry some of this forward as well. I think it's still 3,000 a year, so I can still kick the can for a couple of years if I sell this bad boy.
Dig it. All right, everybody. What do you think about this for Lanny? What do you think about him potentially selling these five dividend stocks and those price targets for each one of them? Let us know in that comment section below.
Yeah, guys, let us know. Subscribe, like the video. Again, it's all about making your portfolio better, getting you better on the track to financial freedom, guys. Again, got two words for you. No, I'm kidding. You're either with us or you're against us, Jack. That was Bert the Hurt and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.